Hello and welcome to Spread Talks. This news update is coming from Palestine, where Palestinians living in the Flashpoint neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah in occupied East Jerusalem say they have been placed under a siege by Israeli authorities. Recently, Israeli police have been preventing non-residents from entering the neighborhood, which has been closed off. Palestinian resident Abdelfattah Iskafi, 71, told Al Jazeera. Palestinian residents have limited their movements and are mostly staying at home, since if they leave the neighborhood Israeli authorities sometimes will not allow them to return, claiming they have orders it is a military zone, Iskafi said. Settlers are allowed to move freely. They move in groups of 20 to 25 together, armed, Iskafi said, adding they taunt and try to provoke Palestinian residents. We don't sleep at night because we are concerned about what these extremists might do. Earlier this month, Sheikh Jarrah was the site of demonstrations as dozens of Palestinians living there faced forced expulsion in a case filed against them by settler organizations. Mass protests against their forced dispossession this month quickly spread across historic Palestine and caught the attention of international media. An Israeli crackdown on protesters spread to Al-Aqsa Mosque, where Israeli security forces stormed the compound numerous times during the holy month of Ramadan, wounding hundreds of Muslim worshippers. On May 9, under pressure, the Israeli High Court delayed the ruling on the expulsion of the 4 Palestinian families. A new court date will be announced in 30 days, the court said, but tensions remain high as Israeli fighter jets bombed the besieged Gaza Strip and Palestinian protesters have been shot dead in the occupied West Bank and in Israel. On Sunday, Israeli forces killed a Palestinian driver who crashed his car into a police roadblock in Sheikh Jarrah, injuring 6 officers. Iskafi is from one of the Palestinian families facing expulsion and waiting for a final decision from the court. He said on Sunday night police locked the family in their house for the whole night until the next evening. They put 3 to 4 soldiers at the door of each of our houses to keep us locked inside. Whenever we tried to get out they said to us, "You stay inside or we will beat you." On Tuesday, there was a large protest against the siege placed on the neighborhood, Iskafi said. The confrontations were heavy and at least 36 Palestinians were injured. The same day we were as usual peacefully protesting in our neighborhood when the police arrived and beat us. I was injured in my head. They don't care. They target anyone, even a 71-year-old man like me, Iskafi said. Palestinian writer Mohammed El-Kurd from Sheikh Jarrah posted on Twitter a video and photos on Tuesday showing Israeli police spraying streets with skunk water, an intense, chemically manipulated liquid that sticks on your skin for a week if it came in direct contact. Israeli NGO Iramim said in a Wednesday statement for about 2 weeks Israeli police cordoned off the Kerem Alajoni section, or the eastern part of Sheikh Jarrah, where hundreds of Palestinians under threat of forced expulsion live. A heavy presence of police and paramilitary forces blocks access to the area, it said. Since May 14, the closure has intensified with entry of supporters of Palestinian residents banned because of the so-called risk of clashes, but these restrictions are not imposed on supporters of Jewish settlers living there, Iramim said. The closure of the neighborhood is seen as an intentional brazen move by the Israeli authorities to suppress Palestinian mobilization and deprive the residents of Sheikh Jarrah of the freedom of expression and the right to protest against their forced displacement, it said. Palestinian families are living inside a cordoned-off military-like zone. They are subject to ongoing arbitrary harassment and aggressive police measures, marked by forced entry into homes and the use of stun grenades, skunk water, and rubber-tipped bullets against neighborhood residents.